Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Wednesday, June 26, 2024. Of course, with Originator Success here with your daily rate mortgage rate update. The only place on the web where you guys get to join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, where I broadcast on Facebook and on YouTube, where you can join me live. We talk about what's going on in the markets, rates, and pricing. Remember, if you're watching on the replay, do me a favor, go ahead and give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here. Don't forget to smash that like button, tag an hello friend, share us in a group. If you are on YouTube, go ahead and give us that thumbs up and subscribe. Remember, you can go ahead and sign up for our free written email lock advice to your inbox by email each day, www.ratelockadvice.com. That was given a little bit of an issue yesterday. We'll see if it fixed today. If you have any problem signing up, just give it a day and then try again. And then our rate text alerts, same thing. GoDaddy had blown out the forwards on these. I don't know why. Gotta love glitches. And but ratetextalerts.com. Let me see if that actually works. I'm gonna try it. Ratelockadvice.com. That one works. Ratetextalerts.com. That one still looks like it's just rolling. I'll have to figure out what's going on. So gotta love it. Gotta love these things. So anyway, I'll be looking at it after this. So with what else we got going on in the world, check us out at originatorssuccess.com. That one at least is working. Find out how we get loans from Google and social media. Help you get loans from Google and social media. All right, let's see who's here this morning. Say hello and all that good jazz. Let's see. Caption. So we've got Ron Siegel, who said today is National Chocolate Pudding Day. National Chocolate Pudding Day. So, of course, our question of the day, do you eat pudding? What is your favorite flavor? Based on Ron's sharing of that question of the day, do you eat pudding and what is your favorite flavor? You know, when I always think of pudding, I think of it at those cheap buffets. When you go to like a cheap Chinese food buffet place, right? And they've got the buffet and they always have pudding there and they always have chocolate pudding. I do like me some chocolate pudding. If I was making pudding, of course, I love banana pudding. Banana pudding is a big thing down here in the South with vanilla wafers in it, some whipped cream. Love me some nanner pudding. I'm a big banana guy. So my favorite flavor would be banana pudding. And they actually make good pudding where it's not always just like this goopy, gloppy stuff. It's actually good pudding, especially when you put those vanilla flavors in it. Siegel is a chocolate pudding guy. Karen, she's going for tapioca pudding. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Mike Tebow. Ron said I use Rebrandly, much better for short codes and cheaper. No, I know I didn't want a short code though. Ron, ratetextalerts.com is just, it forwards. It's a GoDaddy URL that forwards, but GoDaddy shit the bed yesterday, and the forwards just disappeared out of a bunch of our URLs. So, and of course, nobody knows anything or can fix anything, and we've reset the forwards, and yet it's not propagating properly. So I'll mess with it later. Mike Tebow's a banana pudding kind of guy. You're a Southerner at heart, Tebow. I know you're a Yankee, but that's okay. We love you anyway. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and, since that's obviously not working, I'm going to go ahead and let's just dive into what we got going on this morning. I'm already in a cranky mood, so I don't want to make it worse. Rate sheets are going to be a bit worse than yesterday. Not by much, though. Bonds lost a bit of ground in overnight trading. Australia saw an increase in inflation. That kind of spooked them over there, and it trickled over into our world a little bit because of the quote-unquote global economy. And if we go ahead and I'll have to reset the page because it doesn't let me zoom in and then move. But taking a look here, mortgage-backed securities are down about 10 basis points to start the day. We're at about 100.49. It's the worst that we've seen in, going back to June 12th. So that was kind of where we're at. It's a bit of a drop. Yesterday we lost some ground. So we ended the day on Monday at 100.71. Then we dropped to 100.59. This morning at 100.49. So rate sheets are going to reflect that. They're going to be slightly worse than they were a couple of days ago. Yesterday was just a hair worse. Today is going to be a little bit more worse. Is it anything I'm worried about? No, not at all. Just keep that in mind. You could actually see that here. Look at how flat we've been, and then this morning we've got a bit of a drop that you can see. And here, let's bring this up a little higher. So there you go. All right. So looking at this, you can see we've got a bit of a drop this morning. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't get some recovery, but I don't think it'll necessarily pull all the way back. But I do anticipate we'll pick this back up when we get the PCE data on Friday. Is very likely. Tomorrow we're going to get the GDP data, and that'll bring the quarterly inflation. But this is the third reading. What happens with the GDP data? You get a preliminary, you get a revised, and then you get a final. So this is going to be the final for the first quarter. So I don't anticipate that we're going to get any big surprises on that one. Mike, you asking what are the dates of my Michigan trip? I'm going up the 11th and coming back the 15th. Going up the 11th, coming back the 15th. The 11th and the 15th are the travel days, and I'll be there the 12th, 13th, and the 14th. Morning, Bill Stevens. Michael Love, good morning. Great to see you as well. As far as repricers come the day, it's low. It's very unlikely that we have to worry about anything causing any repricing risk. The outlook remains the same that it has been. Rates shouldn't really move any higher. They may improve a bit more to end the week on Friday. We're down a little bit in pricing, but rates not really moving on this. It's just a little bit of worsening in pricing. We're talking being down 15 basis points in bonds, which is not really a big amount. Rates aren't really in risk of moving as long as markets continue to price in the Fed rate cuts. And that's what we're looking at here. Taking a look here, we have expectations of, let's see if we can't get rid of there it is. Okay. So looking in July, we're still at a 90% expectation that the Fed will keep rates at the 5.25 mark. Taking a look in September, it's still about a 65% expectation that we will see a rate cut by then. If we take a look and compare, a month ago, we were at a 50% expectation that the Fed would leave rates the same. That dropped to about 33%. It's up a hair, 35%. We're talking almost no movement here at all. When we go ahead and take a look at where we're at in December, expectations remain 2 rate cuts, possibly that outlier of 3. Markets are pricing in the idea that we could see 1, about a 35% expectation that we see 0 or 1, and then about a 40% that we see 2, and then just a hair that we see more than that. So, but like I said, we're down 9 basis points to start the day here. Nothing to get too excited about. 10-year Treasury yield pushing up at 4.30. That is kind of what we hit 4.32 here on June 13th. That's been our high. This one here, we were at 4.22, but we were all up as high as 4.29. So we're kind of testing this high point of the range. I'm not really worried that things are going to continue to get worse from here. This is just your normal movement, which is why the advice remains just like it has been. Cautiously float anything closing in the next couple of weeks, next 15 days. Remember, next week is really where we've got the chance at either seeing things improve or having a bad day. So we have to decide anything that you're going to lock that's closing near term before we get into that BLS labor data and the holiday. But no reason to lock any of those loans that are closing right now. Let's at least get to the PCE data. We're not worried about any kind of surprise. The cool thing about the PCE inflation data is that we already get the CPI inflation data earlier than that. So it's very unlikely that we have to worry about anything. It's going to surprise us and cause any kind of problem. This is just really kind of what keeps us there. Is that Ron said, did you see the goofy bet we would see 300 basis point drop over the next 9 months? Yeah, that's right here, Ron. What Ron is talking about, I'll go ahead and throw that up on the screen for a minute. That they actually 5 things to start your day here. They talk about it. Traders in the U.S. Oh, you guys aren't seeing my screen. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Yeah, here you go. Traders in the US have increased bets on options, which stand to benefit if the Fed Reserve cuts interest rates by 300 basis points in the next 9 months. They were looking for like before March of next year. It's an outcome that's unlikely unless the US economy tumbles into a sudden recession. Markets broadly pricing in about 75 basis points of easing in that period. The wager may be being used to hedge another investment. And that's, I think, the key thing here. I think they're just bored looking for data right now. I think this is just an outlier bet that's hedging against investing in stock stuff, Nvidia, AI crap, all that. So it's, hey, we think the market's going to do this, but if it weren't and it's going to go the other way, it's going to do something crazy, and they're betting on it like this. It's like when the sports bettors bet on that outrageous 10,000 to 1 payoff, basically writing off the money. But if it hit, you'd be nuts. So I wouldn't worry about it. I don't think there's anything. I know you don't think about it. Like you said, it's a big money purchase option. It's definitely something that's being used to hedge something else. So, all right, my friends, I'm going to wrap it up. I want to get those other things fixed. Thank you so much for your time. I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a fantastic Wednesday. Bye-bye.